Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sohum Reactions. Today's request comes from Brian, who suggested we listen to 3 new artists together. So we're going to start off with Samara Joy's You Stepped Out of a Dream, then Cécile McLorin Salvant's I Didn't Know What Time It Was, and then lastly Jazzmeia Horn performing I Remember You. I have never heard of these women before, but apparently they're awesome vocalists in the world of jazz and have sort of followed in the footsteps of Sarah Vaughan. And as you guys know, the Sarah Vaughan journey on the channel has been tremendous and completely rewarding. So any contemporary artists who follow in her footsteps, I ought to listen to. I'm super excited to hear what's in store today. But before we do, once again, a massive thank you to Brian. Now, my friends, let's jump into it.
Out of a dream.
It's already very jazzy in the instruments.
To be what you seem. Could there be eyes like yours? Could there be lips like yours? Could there be smiles like yours? Honest and truly. Stepped out of a cloud, and I wanna take you away from the crowd.
Oh, the agility there. And I will say her voice, the one word I would describe it right now would be rich. The second word would be smooth.
Stepped out of a cloud, and I wanna take you away from the crowd.
Wow, we could unpack that little run, like this little sequence here. The way that she like quickly crescendos, but also it feels completely gradual. She does it with a lot of speed and then like flips into falsetto rapidly and back down again, but agile all the way through.
Wanna take you away from the crowd.
Wow.
And have you all to myself alone in a park.
Did you hear the microtones in that?
Have you all to myself alone in a park.
No. That's almost like a Middle Eastern kind of a technique.
And have you all to myself alone in a park.
I don't even know. I feel like that's microtones. I would have to slow it down even further to figure out exactly how many notes that was. If modern jazz vocalists are doing this, maybe we need to start listening to more of that as well on the channel. Holy moly.
And have you all to myself alone in a park.
My mind has been blown today.
Safe in my heart.
Oh my goodness. And I've already had the pleasure of discovering Rochelle Farrell today, so now we're on Samara Joy. This is a good day. Very good day. Jazz is so far above my musical IQ, but I love trying to sink my teeth into it. All of these movements, the beautiful runs, like trying to trace their scales and everything. It's so challenging, but so fun. Oh, she's in unison here. And shout out to modern day recording equipment too. Everything is crystal clear. Crashing of these waves. There's so many awesome moments. It's worth re-listening to all of it. I don't want to take too much of your time away, but I am loving all of this. The dynamics between the trumpet and her voice there were perfect. They were weaving in and out. You could still hear the punchiness of the brass, the softness in her vocals. The juxtaposition is so awesome. Rhythmic change in underneath all of that craziness. Like, I don't even know which part to focus on, because like there's always something cool happening in the foreground and in the background all at once, but then in layered sequences. So like, as the cool thing is like starting in one instrument, it's finishing in another. Like, you really could just unpack this 4-minute 39-second song into like each layer, and you still wouldn't be able to pick apart all of the nuance, because there's so many interesting pairings of instruments that sound uniquely cool. Like, I feel like if you were to take this track and put it in a DAW, it would just be a fun like hours spent like muting different tracks and seeing how just two instruments in this arrangement sound together, and keep doing different pairwise combinations and finding your favorite two. You could do that with trios, you could do that with 4 instruments, and all the way it kind of regresses back to the full performance, which is so overwhelmingly beautiful and technical. Like, I don't know which place to start at with the discussion. All that to say, this is engaging me so much intellectually and blowing my mind emotionally. This is amazing. A great day to be Sohum. Trombone motif.
Stepped out of a cloud, and I want
some cloud, man. This is a crazy cloud.
The crowd, and have you all to myself, alone in a park, out of a dream.
Let's hear that technique again.
And have you all to myself, alone in a park.
It's like there's a bass note. Well, how can I say it? There's a note that she is dancing around, and her like movements between that actual note are so precise and so microtonal in feeling. It's almost like she is taking baby steps between the regular steps. And I can kind of tell that that's happening, but I'm also not entirely sure if that is microtones or not, because it sounds so good regardless. So it almost serves a more textural feel rather than a melodic one, because you know something is happening, but to the average ear, it is so subtle that the high level feeling that it conveys is more, at least salient in my mind and heart.
And have you all to myself, alone in a park, out of a dream, sleeping long.
So glossy up there. Dude. Okay. Um, I need some more Samara Joy in my life and on the channel, and I think there are more Samara Joy requests coming up, so stay tuned for that. Holy crap, dude. Like I said, today is a good day to be Sohum. I literally just discovered Rochelle Farrell in my previous reaction that I filmed today. If you don't know Rochelle, also worth checking her out. Samara, oh my god, a perfect like follow up to the craziness there, because Samara, she is finding so many unique notes, so many unique melodies, notes between the notes that compose that are now composed into a new craftier melody. But if you weren't paying attention to the level of detail that she's providing, the high level feel from the melody is good enough. And then all of the other instruments who are doing their own virtuosic, really clever and conscious things. I don't know like what was my favorite component of all of that. Definitely my main focus was on her voice, but even the interplay between all of the instruments, like I was mentioning before, is so interesting to try and unpack. I really love the way just modern music is starting to sound. I feel like people have noticed that they've like pigeonholed themselves, and I'm just talking holistically for a second, pigeonholed themselves because of a lot of like advent in AI and people just creating too much derivative work that feels too similar to the past. That is not at all the case with Samara here. There's so much freshness to this sound, not only in terms of the melodies, but in terms of the techniques she's employing. And I'm sure all of the tools that we have available to us as modern day musicians and producers is allowing for the sound to have the clarity that it does. But with that clarity, Samara and co are putting on such a spectacle. Like, when you think music has been finished, there's no more creative ideas left, and enter Samara with all of this newness. I'm probably not even like scratching the surface right now with all that she has in her discography and what this song itself had to offer. Oh, there's a lot going on in my brain right now, but I just love that from top to bottom. Let's check out the next track here. Oh, apologies, I should have had my layout like this. Now you don't see the title, just visual. Cécile McLorin Salvant. Sounds very French.
I didn't know what time it was. Then I met you. Oh, what a lovely time it was. How sublime it was too. I did not know what day it was. You held my hand, warm like the month of May it was, and I'll say it was.
She's already showcasing so much vocally, so I won't drill you guys too much with all of the things that I'm noticing there. But a different thing that I'm picking up in the background is between the drum kit and the pad, like the rhythm and the keys, like the chords that are being played here. Those are the things that, like the timing of those elements coming together, that kind of throw me off, and then as I focus on it, start to make more sense. But it doesn't feel like it's a standard syncopation or a standard polyrhythm even. Somehow, some way, I feel like they found a timing between the timings, so to speak, even though there's this air of simplicity. You know what I mean? I'm like, it feels simple, but I don't think that it is. And because it has this off-kilter feel to it, I'm almost inclined to believe that this is like the discovery of the world being off-axis instead of completely vertical, in line with the sun and solar system. Something slightly off, but still workable, and putting us in this very capable Goldilocks zone.
Grand, grand, to be alive, to be young, to be mad, to be yours alone. Grand, to see your face, hear your voice, feel your touch, say I'm all your own. I it was. Life was no prize. I wanted love, and there it was, shining out of your eyes.
She has like a smokier voice than Samara, which I'm really digging.
What time it is now?
Dude, I love it. I love the obscurity in the melody and feel, but it's still close enough to the jazz I'm familiar with, where I can pick up on what's happening melodically. Oh, cool phrasing. Chills from his melody. Like that, you could see it on her face. What was that, like harmonic minor, loop, and then into a jazzier world? Wow, that has a classical feel to it. I'm sorry, I gotta go back some. This is just too much greatness. Very neoclassical to me, but fused perfectly with jazz. Volumes a bit up here. Hear the bass getting forward. Go back again. I want to hear when she comes back into it. Brian, what else do you got in there? What else is in your library?
What a lovely time it was, how sublime it was too. I did not know what day it was. You held my
pure melody. It is so fresh to me.
Warm like the month of May it was. And I'll say it was great.
She's such a dynamic vocalist now.
To see your face, to be young, to be mad, to be yours alone. Great to see your face, feel your touch, hear your voice.
Yeah, I love the way she closes her consonants, vowels, all at the ending of her phrases. She's so good at just like giving it that nice beveled edge, you know, instead of like sharp corners, the rounded ones, all of her notes have been rounded at the exact moment, and they end in that rounded way as well. Now, there's degrees to the bevel in this too. We don't have to be completely like, perfect, like perfect circle. It could be a little bit more oval shaped, or even more spiky. It depends really. But I'm just like noting one of the few details about how, like, within how much she's doing, because at every single point there's something to point out about how good she is. It's an endless world of musical enjoyment when it comes to jazz.
To be yours alone.
So much.
Friend, to see your face, feel your touch, hear your voice. Say I'm all your own. I did not know what year it was. Life was no prize. I wanted love, and there it was, shining out of your eyes. I'm wise, and I know what time it is now.
The low sustain.
Thank you.
Jazz is the gift that keeps on giving.
Thank you very much.
I love it. Loved everything from Cécile and Co. there. And Aaron, just like, I'm not a pianist myself. I am attempting to learn piano and just immerse myself completely in the world of music. So I'll have more intelligent things to say for you guys as we go forward with this channel. But until then, I will give you guys what I have now, which is holy shit. Cécile is crazy. That pianist Aaron deal, also insane. Like, them two together, that combination provided so much material to work with. You know how AI, it's dependent on existing material to like then hone and better understand, so that in the future, if people want to make derivative works, they can do so more easily from the pool of information that's existed prior. When it comes to stuff like this, I feel like no AI could formulate something to this level, and if it did, it wouldn't feel as authentic as this does. It is just so pure, with creativity brimming with all of the musical ideas at every strata of analysis. I really like it, and I do like that Cécile here, if we just directly compare to what we had before with Samara, she has that smokier voice like I was referring to, so I feel like I got to settle into a bit of a different, jazzier place, and I think that also kind of showed up in a bit of her melody. What I will say is it was a little bit easier for me to digest the melody in this track than it was for the first one, but like, to be honest, I'm splitting hairs there because it was basically a improved understanding by like 3%. To be honest, both Samara and Cécile are so, again, far above my musical IQ that I just have to kind of sit and enjoy this with the air of awe, and also my inability to understand all of what's happening. I feel like, again, I am at a loss for words here, and that makes me very happy, because so very often I feel like I get a lot of music, and then when I get something like this thrust my way, then I start to lose my understanding again, and it's weird. I'm a weird guy. When I start to understand music less, I start to like it more, and it becomes this like asymptotic attempt at understanding, and then I get close and I get close, and then all of a sudden they do something even more insane, and then I get further away. And the chase is what I love, and it just so happens that even if I'm successful in chasing what it is I'm listening to, I'll enjoy it all the same by the end anyways. It's really a win-win-win-win. Win-win for me, win-win for you, win-win for Cécile and Co. God, this is art, man, in its purest form. So good. I could just yap and yap and yap, but let's listen to the next track. This is the final song of the day, I Remember You by Jazzmeia Horn.
I remember you. You're the one who made my dreams come true. I few kisses ago.
Dude, her voice is air.
I remember.
It's not liquid form, it's not solid form. Her voice is gas. Oh my
You're
God.
the one.
Whoa.
Kisses ago.
She is finding the microtones by sliding through the obvious pitches.
I remember you.
Oh, that is cosmic.
You're the one.
I gotta hear that in the piano again, cascading.
You're the one who said, I love you too. I do.
Oh my God, it's all so nuanced. I cannot comprehend how good it is. I just have to enjoy from the comfort of the seat. Holy moly.
I remember too. A distant bell and stars.
My hand is attempting to like trace all the pitches and
fell out of the blue.
oh, the growing ominousness in the keys, and it doesn't have to just end that way. Sometimes it starts ominous and then like travels darker, becomes bright, but then mystical, and then back to cosmic. I love all of the nuance, man, and it's just every step has you traveling to a new place, and still the macro makes sense. Make it make sense to me. I don't know. My brain is getting fried every second of this in the best possible way.
Out of the blue. And when my life is through and the angels ask me to recall the thrill of them all, tell them I remember. What?
No way. What?
I remember. You're the one who made my dreams come true a few kisses ago.
What is
I remember. I remember. One, two, one, two.
How is that the moment to transition?
Remember. You're the one who made my
That's
dreams
crazy.
come true a few kisses ago.
Mind you, that was already the major shift in tone, and then as soon as the drums start picking up like that, it's another massive shift in my opinion. This is like, I was like in that lush environment before, and then we just got completely like catapulted into a new world.
I remember. You're the one who made my dreams come true a few kisses ago. I remember. You're the one who said, I love you too, I do. Didn't you know? I remember too. A distant bell and stars like raindrops fell out of the blue. And when my life is through and the angels ask me to recall the thrill of them all, that's when I'll tell them I remember. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it,
Her brain moves so fast. It's so fast. How does she have all of the time to think of all of these things as she's doing it? And then the other part of me answers, she probably just is just, it's all so natural to her. She's not even thinking. She's just going for it. She can choose every style she wants, crescendo, decrescendo, whatever she thinks, it happens. She is her own God, you know, she's just an expert. She just knows everything. She's not tired at all. Her voice has all of this endurance and energy. Oh, dude, I cannot handle. It's just too good. It's just like the changing feels as well. It's like the changing feel at the macro from the drums, but also within the melody being played with each of these instruments. Like I can already tell in the bass that's happening, but it was happening all the while in the piano too. Obviously, Jazzmeia doing the exact same thing before, but with all of the complexity and nuance that the voice affords. God, my brain is breaking. I swear you guys are trying to get my brain to break every single reaction at this point. I'm here for it, and yeah, keep sending it my way, please. Massive forearm exercise to play this bass at this level, right? I cannot parse these drums. No way, no chance. My brain.
You do, I do, didn't you know? I remember too. A distant bell that sounds like raindrops fell right out of the blue. And
it's the constant accelerating, decelerating, finding new techniques, finding different styles, and then rotating through somehow a flywheel where the scheme is being like looped over from like segment to segment, but it all is still fresh. It's like they've somehow. Okay, this is a weird example. I don't know if I want to run with it. Let me think of another. Have you ever seen those digital paintings where when you zoom in on something, it'll be like, okay, let me start it with this. It'll be like a landscape photo of like beautiful hills and trees, and then the blue sky, and then the lake front and whatever. And then it's a digital painting, will zoom in on like a speck of water in the ocean or in that waterfront. And then within that speck is this entire new universe. Like somebody drew then the city of Atlantis, and then it's all flushed out. And then they zoom in on one individual citizen in the city of Atlantis, and then we see inside their mind. And then we zoom in on the mind, and then we see, I don't know, like an even like a different universe, like sunglasses or whatever, or like at a beach. And you have to look up what I'm talking about. Type in on YouTube digital zoom painting, and then hopefully that gives you the result that I'm describing. That is what's happening here. there's so much complexity. You just keep zooming in, zooming in, zooming in infinitely, and then there's a new universe in that infinite zoom, like a fractal, just endlessly going up, backwards, forwards, with all the depth and all the dimensions. My word.
When my life is through and the angels ask me to recall the thrill of them all, that's when I'll tell them I remember. Tell them I remember. Tell them I remember you.
Fantastic. Miss Jazzmeia Horn, Julius Rodriguez, India Owens, and Henry Connerway at the piano, bass, and drums. Just wonderful, wonderful stuff. The first album, the first paragraph in the Jazzmeia Horn musical story is out. It's called A Social Call. Get ready for the new record coming in.
We need more. We need more of all of this. And with a name like Jazzmeia Horn, it's a surprise that she didn't become a horn player, but no surprise that she entered the jazz world. What is going on? I don't know if you guys coordinate your requests when you send them to me. Like earlier we heard Rochelle Farrell, and now with Samara, with Cecile, and now Jazzmeia. I have so many questions, and I tried my best to express all of the thoughts that have occurred to me as they've kind of shown themselves throughout this listen, and I know there's still so much more under the hood. Oh God. Like, there is whenever you like get better at a craft, there's like levels to the game. You realize like, oh my God, I learned my basic colors. I didn't learn about like neutral colors, then the different palettes that exist. And then you learn about like the complementary palettes to one another, and then you bounce them off, and then you learn negative contrast, and you learn all of these like nuanced things about a certain discipline. In this case, I was, providing examples of painting and art, and you can just keep going. There's never enough learning to be done. There's always more nuance to figure out. And then when you're on the receiving end of all of that expertise and all of the time spent to learn it, like when we hear a single performance from a singer like Samara, Cecile, Jazzmeia, that is years of all of that experience distilled into one performance. And that doesn't even cover the breadth of their discography. There's probably so much more that they've sung and have done that, again, we have to still uncover. And just how fruitful was all of this. I'm outclassed right now in terms of my understanding, and maybe that's just always going to be the case when it comes to singers like this, and maybe just jazz as a genre. But like I say, it's the gift that keeps on giving, and I'm so grateful, Brian, for this request today. You really exposed me to some greats here. I'm all for it. So if you guys enjoyed this reaction and would like to request one of your own, whether it's any of these three vocalists, if there's more out there, please use the first link in the description box below. But thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.